Hello, today we will gonna take introduction about EmSAT Achieving test in biology. The EmSAT test in biology is a test that will measure your proficiency in biology, and this will determine your readiness for the college. How it will measure your proficiency in biology? They will give you a number of questions. You have to answer these questions and get a score. According to your score, so your proficiency will be measured. EmSAT Biology are covering 4 sections. These 4 sections almost cover all the topics that you have taken in your school classes till grade 12. 4 sections are molecules found in the living organism, their structure and their function, heredity and genetic technology, evolution and diversity of life, ecology, interdependence, and dynamics. The number of the questions is 50 questions. Once you answer the easier questions, you will get a more difficult one. If you couldn't answer the difficult questions, then they will give you back more easier content to answer it. So don't be worried or don't be afraid about achieving the exam. You have to answer these questions in 120 minutes, which are 2 hours. But you have to make sure of your answer before you confirm. Because once you confirm your answer, you cannot go back and change it. The types of questions is MCQ questions like multiple choice, multi-select, fill in the blank, and drag and drop. This table shows the scores of the biology EmSAT exam, starting from 500 till 2000. According to your knowledge, you will get your score. And also, you have to target the score that you want to enroll in the desired faculty. If your knowledge is a basic knowledge about biology, so you can get up to 875 degrees, and this is a good score. Once you enhance your knowledge and study more and more, you can reach to the borderline proficient or high proficiency. Sections in the biology, starting by section 1, which is talking about living organisms, their structure and their function. We will talk about the macromolecules found inside living organisms. What is the structure of these macromolecules? And what is their function inside living organisms? Also, we will talk about the vital molecules found inside living organisms like the enzymes. We will talk about the factors that affect these, the activity of these enzymes, like the pH, temperature, and concentration of the substrate, and so on. We will identify the major cellular processes, which is breaking and produce energy, or building and need energy. We will discuss the types of microscopes, what is the difference between these types, and which one giving the best resolution and magnification power. We will explain the role of the cell in different organisms, and we will explain the types of the cell that we have got in the living organisms. We will relate the structure of the body major systems and their specific functions. Section 2, which is talking about the genetics and heredity, is related to the structure of the DNA and the traits, how these traits is transferred from generation to another, and what is the effect of the genetic engineering on the human. We will explain the importance of the cell growth and cell division. We will explain the transcription translation processes that occur on the DNA and how we will read the codes in the DNA, how these codes will be translated into amino acids to give a polypeptide chain and produce proteins that are important in the cell function. We will also describe the genetic variation, how this genetic variation is occurred and affecting the population biodiversity and stability. We will identify the role of the genes, determining their phenotype and genotype. We will talk about the genetics of Mendel and non-Mendel genetics. We will evaluate the importance of the genetic engineering in medicine, industry, and agriculture. In section 3, we will talk about evolution and diversity of life. We will determine the concept of evolution, what does it mean, how evolution is achieved, and what are the principles of the evolution to occur, and what is the effect of this evolution on the development of the organisms. We will discuss the early concept of evolution, investigating different evidence to determine evolutionary relationships among different species. And also we will identify the process of the microevolution that affects on the organisms, causing a macroevolution. We will describe how the living organisms are classified according to their structural and functional characteristics. We will explain the importance of the biodiversity and what affect the biodiversity. We will describe the threats that cause extinction, including impacts of the human activity. And last, section 4 is talking about ecology. We will also determine the concepts of ecology, like the biomes, ecosystem, and communities, habitats, and so on. We will determine the difference between food chains and food web, and the biotic and abiotic factors, their effects on the biomes and ecosystem. And we will discuss the impacts of the human activity on the environment, how the human affect the environment even by a positive way or by a negative way. Also, not only the human, the only factor that affect the environment. There is environmental factors that affect the biodiversity and affect the ecosystem stability and balance. We will talk about that. And also we will take the biogeochemical cycles, at which it is discussing how the elements are recycled in the biosystem. So that's all about the system, that's all about the sections of the biology EmSAT. And after we will cover all of these 4 sections, we will take a sample questions so you could practice before entering your exam. We will discuss the questions with each other. We will revise the sections. We will be able to make answers and questions and make a discussion. So you will be able to enhance your knowledge in biology and achieving the score that you want to get to enroll in the desired faculty. And we wish we make our best to get your score. And that's all about EmSAT Biology exam.
المدرسة.com عيالكم عيالنا.